All right, guys, so I'm going to show you guys the chair sit from my fundamentals back curriculum here. Uh, this is a transition from the mount to the back, a super important technique. You're going to use it all the way till black belt, and you want to know it well. You want this to be second nature. So I'm going to start off mounted on my opponent here. And whenever I'm mounted on my opponent, I've done a good job of controlling. My partner is looking to escape, right? So they're looking to find their way out. And in order to do that, my partner's going to have to turn onto her side. That's going to be the first step to most of her escape. So she looks to turn onto her side here. She starts turning here. And then as she turns, I want to pinch my knees to trap her on her side. I want to make sure that elbow passes through. And I want to apply a little bit of chest pressure to the back of her shoulder here. So what this does is that now it pins her on the side, because as soon as I start to reach for my grip, she's going to know what I want and try to defend it. So I've got her pinned on her side. I take the hand that's behind the back, I go under the head, and I grab that top wrist. I take the hand that's in front of the body, I go through the loop, and I grab my own wrist. And then I'm going to pull this tight here. I'm going to slip it tight. All right? So once I've got that grip tight, I'm going to take the foot that's in front of the body, and I'm going to step it to the hip. I'm going to take the foot now that's behind the back, and I'm going to slide that knee all the way up and under my partner's head like a pillow. So I want to go far enough to pass her shoulder line and then turn perpendicular and put it under her head like a pillow. Once I've got it there, I'm going to take my back foot and I'm going to tuck it to her spine. I'm going to sit over it to my butt here, and then I'm going to pull her up. And this is where the chair sit gets its name. I want to sit her up like I'm sitting her in a chair. So I sit her up into this imaginary chair, and that allows me to set into a good position here. Good chest to back alignment and good head position. All right. From here, I'm going to fall all the way through to my side. And then from my side here, I'm going to fight for the second hook. If my partner is bringing this knee to her elbow, then I'll go ahead and cross my ankles, hip in to extend her, and then put in that second hook. If not, I'll just get that hook for free. All right, so now I'm going to go over a couple of the key details to make the move work well. So like I said, I'm starting from a mounted position, and my partner is generally looking to turn to her side in order to escape. That's like the first step to most of the good escapes that exist from the mount here. So I'm mounted on top, and she's looking to turn. And as she turns, I pinch my knees to commit her to the side, and then I apply a little chest pressure. Because as soon as I start to grab for her arms, she's going to know what I'm looking for, and she's going to look to put her back flat to the mat, right? So I take my hand that's behind the back, I go under her head and grab that top wrist. I take the hand that's in front of the body, under the elbow, and grab my own wrist, right? And then I pull it tight to get rid of that slack. Very commonly, what I'll see is either the top person doesn't pull the slack out of the grip, right? So if I leave this grip loose, as soon as I open my legs and chest, she'll shrimp and flatten her back to the mat. You see that? And then I'll lose my back exposure, right? So go ahead and go back to your side, please. I'll also see very commonly like a single grip here, or just a grip like this, right? Or even no grip at all, and then trying to move the legs. But good opponents, without that grip in place, they'll find that opportunity to shrimp and get their back flat to the mat and make you lose that back exposure. So I find it that it's very important to tighten up that grip first, right? I'm setting a couple of wedges here, and then I'm taking all of the space out of those wedges so that when I relieve the chest pressure and the knee pressure, she can't go flat to her back. So now that I've got the grip tight, now I'm able to move on to the rest of the technique here. I step the foot that's in front of the body to the hip, and now she tries to go back flat. Go ahead and try. My wedges are reinforced here on the top, keeping her on her side. Then I take the knee that's behind the back and I slide it all the way up. And this is another very common mistake. This knee is usually moved up very shallow, right? So if you look at it, my knee is way past her shoulder line. And then I take it and I pinch it in under her head. So my knee has cleared the shoulder line and pinched under her head, moving my body perpendicular to hers. A very common mistake that I see is that knee being way too low, so that when I pull through, my partner is way out of position at the end. So I want to make sure that the knee goes as high as I can, and then I pinch it underneath the head for a good position. All right. So with my knee in a good position here and pinched in and my grip wedged tight here, I'm going to take that back foot and I'm going to tuck it to her spine and then sit over it. Right? A very common mistake that I see at this step of the technique is this foot goes out instead. Like I actually struggle really hard to do that, but I sit it like this, right? And what this does is it still feels like I can pull her through, and I still can. But as I do, I get a ton of pressure on the outside ligament on this knee. And if my partner was to explode backwards at this time, which she won't do, it'll actually go directly into this ligament here and potentially break this knee. So I really, really discourage putting the leg out like this. You shouldn't do this, all right? So instead, we take that foot and we tuck it under and then sit over it, right? So now we have a nice smooth, a smooth surface to roll over the top of here, right? And then as I go to take it to the side, I want to make sure that I don't go flat to my back, because if I go flat to my back, that allows her to move out of the opening in between my legs. Instead, I will sit her up. I will scoot her sideways so that she sits up here, and I'll scoot close, chest to back here, all right? I get good head position, good chest to back position, and then I fall all the way down to my side here, all right? Once I get to my side, I'm going to look to get this second hook in. If she's defending it with that knee, which is very common, they bring together this knee and elbow, I'll cross my ankles for a half back, I'll hip in, and then I'll get my hook in onto that space. And now I'm on the back.